we've got you covered. This is Tucson Today.
Right now, a statewide curfew is in effect across Arizona. It comes after a weekend of protests in Tucson and in Phoenix over the death of George Floyd, who died in police custody in Minnesota. Here in Tucson, businesses were vandalized as protesters took to the streets on Friday and Saturday night. And in Phoenix, police fired tear gas into the crowd as protesters reportedly tore down police barricades, broke windows, and threw objects at officers. Looters also damaged several businesses at the Fashion Square Mall in Scottsdale. The unrest leading Governor Doug Ducey to announce a declaration of emergency and an 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew that will last a week. Good morning, everybody. I'm Sean Mooney. Amanda Gomez will join us in just a minute. But we begin this hour with the details of the governor's executive order. Let's take a look at the exemptions that will be in place for the next week. The first exemption applies to all law enforcement, medical personnel, and other emergency response teams. It also includes all credentialed media members. The second exemption is for people traveling to and from work or religious services. If you are a delivery driver or a trucker, you are exempt as well. Those operating a private business or seeking medical care are also allowed to be out under these new rules. After the governor announced the statewide curfew, Tucson Mayor Regina Romero, Police Chief Chris Magnus, and other city leaders talked about how they will implement it. News 4 Tucson's Mark Mangura has the details.
Mayor Romero and Chief Magnus first heard about the statewide curfew on Twitter. Although they had been already talking about implementing one here in Tucson, they say that they would have preferred better communication from the governor.
With the curfew starting at 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. each day for the next week, what does that mean for businesses?
So we have gotten some questions right away from business owners. Does this mean that I have to shut down at 8 o'clock every day? The governor's order does not require that. Businesses can still operate and people can still patronize those businesses even after 8 p.m.
As far as what will be shut down, TPD will focus their forces on the areas they feel need it the most.
We are only going to direct resources to the areas where we have seen problems in our community, which is the downtown area, 4th Avenue and Main Gate.
Governor Ducey has offered the National Guard as assistance if needed, but at this time, the city of Tucson has not requested their assistance. We've got you covered. I'm Mark Mangura, News 4 Tucson.
City leaders are also saying violating the curfew comes with a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail and a $2,500 fine. They also say there will be exceptions, though, for people to be out and that violators will be first warned before being prosecuted. As far as how the city is going to pay for all this, the money will come from the general fund, but leaders say it's low right now because of the coronavirus, so taxpayers will have to cover some of those costs.